Thomas.
Hello, hello, I got something to say, people with movement, words, and laughter. By the way, thank you so much for playing along, and thank you for the idea. Stacy Fritz is in the house. Hello, Stacy.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
By the way, we almost missed our recording time because we were catching up. We
I
haven't talked
know.
for
I
how
know. It's
great
like,
is that?
don't you love having friends who you just pick right up where you left off?
Blah, 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 blah. We could have gone on forever, but we have stuff to do
We do.
because I was talking to my peeps. I sent them your information, which we'll get into. We have pages of questions. We're not going to get to them all, but you can reach out to Stacy. Now, we're going to start with a celebration dance. Like I
Okay.
told you, I freaked someone out saying we are going to do pole dancing. I wish we could, but we don't have room for that. So can I give you one of my signature moves and you'll follow along with me? It makes me so happy when I do this.
You got it.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Arms are going to be up like this. Na 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 na. You didn't see that coming. You want to know
You
why?
set me up. You set me up. But you know what you did? You brought me joy.
I did. And the reason I did that is because I just put out a podcast, and the guy is a phenomenal keynote speaker, and he's known as the Chicken Man.
Oh my goodness.
He speaks all over the world about facing your fears and feeling worthy, and he brings out different chickens. And guess what? I get the message and I laugh at the same time.
Sandy, what is this person's name? Because it sounds hilarious. Do you
I'm
remember?
going to send you the information. I just
Please. I want to see what the chicken dance looks like from
He
another
does
angle.
this a lot. It's fun. He's
He doesn't
great.
actually bring out chickens, though.
Plastic chickens, not real.
Plastic chickens. Got it. Got it. Not real ones. Because
Okay.
now you're speaking my love language. You know, I love some chickens for
I,
farming.
I love some eggs. All right, listen.
On topic, please. On topic.
And they're
How much
expensive.
editing? I don't know if there's enough
There's
editing to.
none. There's raw. We don't have time for anything. All right, here
Okay.
you go. So this is funny. Not all my guests are this way, just so you know. But Stacy and I kind of, talk the same talk. So when I asked her, what is one thing you do every single day to get into a powerful mindset? I knew it was going to be awesome. So tell me, what do you do, Stace?
So you actually really paused me because I do many things. I mean, I walk my walk, and I was trying to decide what is the one thing that starts off my day, in my opinion, in the best possible way. And it's my mindset ritual. I'm actually using a tool that I developed on my own, but I'm not suggesting that somebody per se would need that tool. I just make it an intentional 5 minutes where my feet are flat on the floor and I am taking 3 beautiful, diaphragmatic, healthy breaths. That is the first part of it. But the second part I even find even more valuable is I always stop and I say, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. And I don't necessarily say something after, I'm so grateful for X, Y, and Z. I just make the statement, I am grateful. Because I feel like when I set the stage with a high, or I set the day with a high quality breathing practice, which I know is setting my day up with an awesome, healthy nervous system, and then I put myself in a gratitude flow, oh my goodness, the feeling or the emotion that I pull in is open, free, joy, and it attracts more of what I'm grateful for. So that is a staple for sure. I have other things that I do in this mindset ritual, but that's a pretty good staple that I am taking those 3 breaths. I kind of make a little joke between myself because it's why is it 3? There's some research on how many breaths until you can invoke that calming, but I also have 3 sons. So number 3 is pretty powerful for me and the
I
Trinity
love
and
three.
whatnot. So 3 is always a constant for me, and it just kind of covers all my bases when I say I'm grateful, and it's the 3 breaths. I'm like, that speaks to me about my children too.
You know, I'm so glad that you opened with, like, is that like your bare ass minimum, no matter what, you're doing that every day? Like you said, you have other things, but this is something you do.
Well, something off topic, but there is one more part of that mindset ritual. I have a book that has like daily affirmations in a religious tone.
Mm,
And my connection to my God, my connection to myself, and then my connection to my environment with gratitude, that's pretty intentional. Again, it depends on who I'm speaking with because we're in a climate of polarization. And so I feel like the universal mindset ritual includes the breath and the gratitude. And sometimes, if it depends on who I'm speaking with, it's a prayer or an affirmation that's a part of that.
I have a client that uses one of those.
Yeah, yeah. The name of the book is called Jesus Calling, and
Yes, that's it.
yeah, it's a great one. And
I'm
then
sorry, I didn't mean to yell. She showed
no,
it to me. I
it's
freaking love it.
I
Even
listen. You know what's so great about it too? It's a year. The book is one for every single day, but not on the particular year.
yeah,
And I just repeat. I've had the book for forever. A colleague gave it to me many years ago, and I've given that as gift. And it is. I feel like it's a universal language, but again, I try to stay in the lane of
I'll
somebody
tell
told
you
me to.
what. And we come from different religious backgrounds, me and my client, but I embrace all religions. And let
Yeah,
me tell you, those statements that she shows me in affirmations, oh,
yeah. It is. It's
I can't wait to
really.
tell her. I can't wait
Yeah,
to
it's really powerful. That's great. But again, to transition us forward, Sandy, it's like it's just different little micro habits that you and I offer ourselves, and then the people that we serve. It's the same. It's just a little different of a tweak on it. I mean, I know you know
absolutely.
the power of your platform of joy and happiness and just being able to get there and tap into that. I think you have to get yourself in the right intentional place. If you go and try to do all the things that you and I teach others without the foundational piece of connecting to yourself, I think you're missing a huge opportunity to get there faster. Is really what I'd like to share with people. Like, I can teach you whatever you want me to teach you in my lane.
Yeah.
However, but the best gift I can give you is the pause to take it
Mm,
inward, get off of me and get into yourself and say, what do you need in order to push yourself forward? And I think a mindset ritual, whatever it contains, is
absolutely.
really powerful.
One of my favorite clients in the world, every morning she baked muffins and played jazz music and
Hmm.
did her worship. And I'll tell you, that worked for her. There's so many.
And hence the reason why there's not this, so to speak, definitive framework to
Nope,
get you to joy or to
nope,
get you to better healthy habits. It is about understanding your own humanity and what your soul is craving that will allow you to tap into joy, peace,
absolutely.
and calm. And I think that that's the missing link. And if I could be so bold to tell you one more thing, I think part of the issue right now is the fact that if we can all agree that we're in a very stressful time, the word stress is thrown around as much as the word well being is thrown around, right? But I think the problem that we're having right now is not that stress is bad, is that we've got so much that we're trying to work with that we don't ever finish what we call the stress cycle. So this stressor happens, whatever it is, work,
Mhm.
family, life, and
Yep.
then something takes place in the middle, right? There's some sort of reaction to it. And then what is supposed to happen is we finish it off where we're able to go. The problem is we stay stuck in the middle. And I feel like if I could articulate, like, look, you're not going to get rid of stress with wellness hacks, vidaBALL breathing exercises. You're going to get through it. Those are strategies, but you
Mhm.
have to understand that you have to finish it. And final comment, you know who does it really well?
You.
My puppy. Have
Oh,
you ever seen a dog shake off stress? Like a stressful situation happens, and all of a sudden your dog is either like wiggling or shaking or does a like a thing. That's the completion of a stress cycle. When you see that in your pet, they've completed it. We just don't do a good job with shaking it off.
I
Make
thought he
sense?
just wanted treats when he did that.
Well, maybe the treat completes the stress cycle. I'm just saying that happens toggling between
I
being
understand.
being wired and then also being able to invoke calmness is a definitive cycle. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end. We get stuck in the middle, is my point.
And that's when you call Mayday, Mayday,
No, we
Mayday.
call Sandy, call Stacy.
All right, so let's take a pause here,
Yep, take a breath.
and we're going to tell them a little bit about you now,
Okay.
Stacy. Hi, Stacy here, because I love her. Stacy Fritz is a corporate wellness strategist, speaker, and inventor of the patented vidaBALL. Do you have it here? I hope. A tactile tool that helps busy people reduce stress and anxiety. Of course you do. In under 5 minutes.
Yep.
As president and CEO of Fit to Order, she has spent over 17 years helping companies lower workplace inflammation, which we'll get into,
Yep.
through practical micro breaks and healthy work lifestyle strategies.
Yep.
Her mission is to show people that the fastest, most powerful reset is within them, their own breath.
Yep.
So let's dive into it. I want to get into, when I asked you, what's your power statement? What do you want to say to women around the world and men that support us? You said every breath is a respirational reset waiting for you. And I just want you to know, I practiced saying respirational like 18 times
I
because
know. It's a new word for me that I'm trademarking, like respirational. Think about it. First, that's not a real word. That's a Stacy Fritz, like Sandy's got some words, Stacy's got some words. Respirational has become pretty important.
I'm listening.
Well, what does respire, respiration? That's breathing. But if I add in the combination of inspirational to that, all of us breathe 20 to 25,000 times a day. Are all of your breaths respirational? I doubt it. I doubt it. I just did a little teeny on my own, not official, no formality, no white paper study with a bunch of clients that I work with. And I only asked them one question. I said, take a really good breath. I want you to know, I think the number was, I had 48 people that I asked. I think 42 of them showed me the breath and it went like this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, wow, because again, I don't know if your listeners are listening and or watching, but for the people who are just listening, I took a deep breath and my shoulders went up by my ears and then they dropped back down. And I found that fascinating for somebody who geeks out on the breath. That breathing does not include necessarily your shoulders. Breathing is a cylinder activity that's the front, the side, and the back. It actually should go more east-west when we take an inhale. The belly and ribs should come out to the sides. And as we exhale, they collapse inward towards each other, as opposed to north-south where we're chest breathing. And we know based on the research, when you breathe in the upper part of your lung space, we are invoking a sympathetic or a wired and tired, up a tree, I'm scared breath, which is not allowing us to calm down and relax with the breath. So even though I wasn't correcting breath, I was just curious.
Yeah, I got it.
Most people are doing it. Most people, if you ask them, like, how are you breathing? And most people will be like, I'm doing great. Look, I'm still here. But there is a difference between a unintentional or an automatic breath that we take all throughout the day and somebody who understands conscious or intentional breathing, where we are using this tool that has been given to us to self-regulate, manage our nervous system. And that's the part that I feel like is really powerful when you can explain to somebody that you can use this God-given gift to move your emotions, to move stuck energy, to feel better, to energize, to calm down, to find balance. It's just that fabulous of a tool. It's just not really all that sexy. Breathe with me, right? So respirational, back to the original point, is
Yeah.
teaching people how to not have your breath breathe you, but for you to breathe your breath, which is kind of like, like that stops people when I say that. You want to breathe your breath. You want your intention to be a whole body diaphragmatic breath. We don't want to let life, the stressors, dictate that we're going to stay up here and just have this shallow shoulder breath all throughout the day because we are sending our nervous system into a panic attack.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of questions from my peeps who do yoga. I
Yep.
have a lot of people that follow us that do yoga,
Okay.
all kinds of yoga.
Yep.
So we're going to go with Betty Boop's question.
The Kundalini.
Dear Stacy,
Yep.
I just want you, this cracks
Stephanie.
me up. I just want you to know I hate yoga, but I do it. Oh,
Yep.
I go with my husband and I do it.
Yep.
But my husband keeps telling me it's for the breath work. Okay, so is there a type of yoga that you know that I won't hate and I can still do the breath work? Every time I am in the classroom, I almost get kicked out because I start laughing. I
Hmm.
love
I think that that is first of all, it makes me smile. And I think it was really brave of that person to, because of course yoga is trending. And why wouldn't somebody love yoga? Well, it's kind of like the same thing when you say, when you hear from somebody they don't really like the taste of water. That kind of sets us back too, right? How could you not like water? It's so good for you. Not everybody loves yoga. And
yeah.
yes, to your listener, there is a broad spectrum of different styles of yoga. So on the immediate, my first answer would be take a variety of different yoga classes. I don't know which one she and her husband are enrolled in, but maybe that's not the style of yoga that's calling for her body. And again, depends on why somebody's in a yoga class. If she likes the breathing, she can do a search on breathing classes. That's a thing now. So you can skip over the movement part, although, you know, you and I love that part. If she is very interested in the breath work, why not isolate it down to a breathing workshop? Ones that don't involve a lot of movement, although they're still stretching, would be something like a yin style where we're holding shapes for longer periods of time. And the same thing with restorative yoga. We're holding shapes for a long period of time and we're tapping in, we're really understanding breathing and practicing. The instructor is keeping us in a shape but allowing us to breathe within the shape, which is so healthy because we know based on, like, for example, when you forward bend, we're compressing, right? The diaphragm is our most important breathing muscle. And so to be able to breathe in a forward bend is a really good thing to work on. It's a really good thing to work on when we're in a back bending scenario because now we've opened up the lung space. So practicing breathing that way. I am positive that she can find what she's looking for if she tries a variety of them. Yoga is this like umbrella
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
of different styles, and maybe she just hasn't found the style.
I agree. So I'm curious
Yep.
because I do hear from my world people talking a lot about breath work.
Yep.
And yet, I'm not positive. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think many of them aren't really doing it. Yet they know it's good for them.
Hmm.
I do. Like they're it's like, yeah, I'll get to that someday. Like, yeah, someday. Like it's not as important.
Again, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying everybody knows, most people know, having half of your body weight in fluid ounces of filtered water is very good for you. How many times have you asked the question? Did you get your daily water intake? Oh, I was gonna. I was gonna. I think this
Good
goes back
point.
to
Good
what we
point.
were talking about, this ROI. The problem with putting in place these things that we know are good for us perhaps are viewed as there's not an immediate return on our time investment. We're investing into the future. We want to be healthier down the road. But what I would like to disrupt is in same as you, different metric, but in less than 2 minutes using breathing, you actually can lower your blood pressure. You can actually bring in the parasympathetic response.
Absolutely.
There's science behind it. So
Yeah.
I say to myself, like, I really do try not to convince anybody on anything. But I will say, nobody has any time for anything that we're talking about until they get a diagnosis. And then guess what? Everybody's got time to talk about breathing and healthy eating. I know this firsthand,
Right.
right? We take our health for granted until something happens where something has challenged that. And then we make the time. And my hope is that we can switch lanes and we can make protection or prevention habits a part of our daily workday, a part of our daily routine that is as
Mhm.
organic as brushing our teeth, putting on our shoes, taking a shower, washing our hair. It needs to be something that we infuse and bring with, as opposed to something that we have to, one more thing we have to do.
So, on the other side of it, do you think it's possible? Because what you're saying is it, and I know firsthand, it's immediate results. I mean, I
Immediate.
feel it. It's not like way down the road, or yeah, if I do this, I might look. What- It's instantaneous. It's just like me dancing around. I'm going to feel happier no matter what my situation. It's instantaneous. So breathing, we know. Is it possible that it just, because I used to encounter this all the time, Stacy, that it's so simple, it can't really be that magical and work. Like I have to be suffering to get results. It has
Oh,
to
I
cost a
love
lot
that. Yeah, yes, I think you're right. I think you're right.
because I was just talking to one of my clients, and his coach was teaching him, all different breathing methods, and he was asking me, why would she think, this is what he said, why would she think that I would spend, I don't know, whatever she was charging per hour to learn how to breathe like
Now
that?
you understand the dilemma of we are speaking the same language. I get it. And it's not your person that you're quoting is a daily occurrence for me. And trying to find that entry point, and I think I have found it. Do we have a few more moments that I can share with you for something very briefly?
Absolutely.
So the way I find an entry point to this breathing, and why would I spend my time, my money, and my effort on learning how to breathe? To make a very complicated, different podcast topic short, we have a certain number of cranial nerves. Okay. If
Mhm.
I can show somebody using a breathing exercise how to unlock something uncomfortable on their body in like this, then I get their attention. So let me give you an example.
Go.
Majority of pain that we feel or discomfort we feel, that's brain. That's not necessarily in the location of where we're experiencing the pain. All of our
Hear that,
information,
elbow? You hear that?
right? All of the information
Mhm.
that we received through our senses, vision, smell, hearing, right? All of those things. There are drills that when the body feels like it's under threat, the body's job is to keep us safe. So, in your opinion, would you agree that hamstrings are tend to be super tight on many, the back of the legs? Would you agree?
On me.
Yeah, right. It's just a general statement. Not everybody, but most people. There is a breathing drill that done 3 to 5 cycles. We test to see what somebody's range of motion is. Can they bend down and touch their toes? And wherever that marker is, we make a mental note. Then we
Yeah.
apply strategy, this breathing exercise. And then we ask the client, let's retest. Go down and bend and touch your toes. This one breathing exercise, if that is the threat that is coming into the body to lock down the hamstrings, all of a sudden the hands that didn't reach the ground can reach the ground and keep on walking. That's how powerful resetting and regulating the nervous system can be. I'm using that as a very broad stroke
Oh, I
example, but
understand.
I'm saying that the person who's the naysayer needs something immediately to say, show me this
Well, yeah.
immediate return on investment. And I have found that a neuro drill does the trick for me. A neuro drill being
I love it.
something related to do that. So
I got it.
again, it's not an easy discussion, and it's not enough to say, do this breathing exercise. Hey, do you feel better? Yeah, I feel better. You got to show them big. Show them. This is what, like, did you know that you're not just, like, your breath may be moving you away from hamstring flexibility? You know what I mean? Like that seems to work, especially for our male population that are going to think that many, not all, will say what I do is woo woo with the breathing exercise. They need hard, concrete. Show it to me now.
Yeah. Stace, we'll have to have you back on because we
Yeah.
got a lot of questions, but we're going to run a little over, but because I want to get this in. I got so many questions on these next two things. So
Well, you better have me back, and then we can just keep it going. We'll do a part two another time.
part two, but let's talk about name the stress. Name that stress. They want
Yeah.
to, when you
Yeah.
feel tension, they've heard it. Wait, I had it here.
Do you do that too? I mean, is that something that you bring in? Name what it is.
You should see me out on the front porch talking to Neil.
Yep. Neil,
I
what
got
is this
the whole
pain that I'm
cycle.
feeling in my elbow? I'm
Yeah.
feeling very inflexible today.
No, but tell,
Yeah.
because I've never talked to them about it. So tell them about why it's important to name the stress.
So I go back to the stress cycle. We cannot fix something that we're not aware of. And so this low systemic, uncomfortable feeling, maybe it's, my heart's feeling like it's racing a little bit. Maybe it's this pain underneath my rib cage. Maybe it's something bigger than that. My hips are hurting me. We know that the body is connected. We cannot isolate systems. They all operate off of one another, right? And so naming the stress does two things for me. One, it takes away its power. If you say it out loud, look at those balloons. If you say it out loud,
The
it's not
heck?
like this dirty little, like, what is that feeling? Like, I'm feeling, if I find myself feeling anxious, like, oh, Stacy, you got that anxious feeling again. By me opening my mouth and saying it out loud, it kind of removes this mystical whatever. So I'm feeling stress, and it forced me to name what it is. There's the awareness piece. The last part of it, this third little piece, is it allows me to figure out where I am on that cycle. If I'm in a, oh my gosh, like I am feeling like just really caught here, or I'm like, having a hard time taking a deep exhale. I'm like, I'm in the middle of this. What can I use? What can I use and do that can push me out to the doggy shake,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so that's where strategy comes in place. That's where the vidaBALL comes in place. That's where your joy, that's where your end dance comes into place. You
Gotcha.
can't you can't know what to do unless you know what you're in. So naming it is probably more of a metaphor. I don't know that it's so important. Like, I am so effing stressed. Well, like, that's not the point. The
I got
point is that you've slowed down enough to say, like, I got this feeling that doesn't feel great in my body, and it needs something. I'm in the middle of it. How do
Yes.
I complete it?
Yeah. All right. I know this is going to be a big question, but I got to get it in before we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yep, yep, yep,
The vidaBALL.
yep.
Right? Why,
Mm-hmm,
when,
mm-hmm,
driving force for creating it.
mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to back into it. I'm going to give you, I'm good at shortening this, so I know we're short on
I
time.
know because you've done a lot of pitches.
Well, yes, and I get you. I mean, I love talking about it so much. I figured out the express route, the long route, the medium route to explaining it. So here's the express route. I created this little ball for my brother. My brother was a pilot, and he was in the middle of a very unfortunate season of his life. He was diagnosed with cancer, and he was also going through a divorce. And I was trying to use breathing exercises to teach him to manage that, and he just couldn't get the hang of it. Long story short, that disease advanced, and I lost my brother in 2020. It's not that he did not know that I was working on a product to be able to help people use their senses to know how to take that intentional breath reset without just giving them words, without just giving them like a video. I wanted them to feel a good breath. So that's this. I launched in February of last year, 1,000 of these units, and I sold out very quickly. And so now the mission is to get the vidaBALL in the hands of three particular audiences. The first, desk jockeys, people who are sitting at their desk all day long that don't realize that a reset on their breath in less than 2 minutes is possible and it won't disrupt their workflow. The second is I'm extremely passionate about the vidaBALL being in an infusion center with people who are on the cancering journey that don't need to be looking at a phone. They need to be working on their resetting their nervous system and relaxing, and they might not know how to take a deep, healthy breath. So the vidaBALL is a trainer. And then the third and final audience is for our students or our elementary age children. It's non-toxic, it can't fit in your mouth. And I think our kids, I think intentional breathing should be taught, and as a way to give a child a tool that is non-medical, non-tech, that teaches them how to have a lifelong gift, that gets them in and out of the stress response, no problem. It is not a forever tool, but what it is a trainer to be able to teach you the benefits of breathing patterns and how that might change your nervous system. Part of the proceeds of this goes back towards cancer research, and it gives me a very healthy, easy way to talk about my brother, who I love dearly.
So it's a lot to take in.
Yep.
I promise I will bring you back because I think that we're just scratching the surface of what I know my listeners and viewers want to hear. But what is one thing, if you're like, okay, if everything I talked about today, the person out there is like, okay, I'm that person that, is breathing with my shoulders up and down. What's one technique they could apply or you could show or tell us that,
Oh, a great one. Without even using the vidaBALL, using stuff that they have around the house. You want to learn how to take a great three-part breath. For your coffee drinkers or tea drinkers, you grab something hot,
okay, I'm a T.
and I'm going to say to you, Sandy, I want you to take the best inhale, savoring the smell of your coffee as much as you can. Yep. Right? Did you take that inhale? On the other hand, put your coffee mug down and show me your birthday candle to your favorite birthday cake. This is your birthday candle.
Okay.
And I want you to blow the candle almost out. You cannot blow it all the way out. So pick up your coffee, take a deep inhale of the coffee, put your coffee down, almost blow out your candle. It's just flickering, right? Get all the way to the end. That is a beautiful, healthy breath. What I did was I wanted you to
Love the
expand.
visual.
Well, and if you have like a table of people or something that you can, if you're working interactively, can you imagine having a little candle and say, lighting everybody's candle, which is a beautiful visual. You can't blow it out. What did I do that it forced you to slow your exhale down, slow it way down, which that is the secret sauce to bringing in the relaxation response. So smell your coffee, almost blow out your birthday candle. Smell your coffee, almost blow out your birthday candle.
Loved it. I'm going to remember that forever. That was wonderful. All right, Stacy,
Yep.
where can they find you?
Yep.
Where can they book you? And
Yep.
where can they buy the vidaBALL?
All in the same place. www.stacy with no E fritz.com. So STACYFRITZ.com. And just so you know, if you search just the vidaBALL, you need to put that the in front of the word because it will not come up. So it's the Vida, and Vida is spelled with a D, VIDA, ball.com. Just so you know, Sandy, Vida means life, and it was named because my brother's life mattered. And that, to me, I love the name of the vidaBALL.
I love it too. Gives me chills, and I've heard the story.
Yep.
Hey, you're taking us out with breath work. Wait a minute.
Oh, I got to give you your movement, right? All right,
You-
so we
your
did the
movement.
chicken dance. We did the chicken dance, and now we're going to put our hands on our ribs. And the movement I'm asking you to do is I want you to take a big inhale, but I don't want you to let your shoulders creep up. I want you to let your ribs come out. So we breathe in, and then we breathe out. We breathe in, and then we breathe out. One more time. Inhale. Smell that coffee. And then almost blow out your birthday candle. That's my movement. That's cylinder breathing. That's whole body breathing, and your shoulders stayed down. A little easier, not as funny as the chicken dance.
No, I like it's all about intentional and
Agreed.
and breathing.
Agreed.
All right, my hag got something to say to people.
Thank you, Sandy. Sister
Thank you,
Sandy.
Stacy. We'd like you to share it, rate it. I want you to do everything you can to
Hey, tell your
what?
listeners if they want the
What?
vidaBALL, free
Yeah.
ship gets them free shipping.
Oh, you get free shipping. How you
Yeah.
like that? She wants to tell you that. Hey, people, I love you guys. Thank you for your support.
Thanks,
Till next
Sandy.
time, you know what I'm going to say.
See you soon.
Toodles.
Bye, honey.